First at 4, community members in the Montgomery district of Savannah are upset about a tax they have been charged for a bus route that hasn't been active for 2 years. WSAV's Isley Herschel spoke with some of these frustrated people.
Residents I spoke with say the bus stop used to be right here on Shipyard Road. Now, they actually did the math and found out that over the past 2 years, they've been paying a total of $300,000 in taxes for a bus stop that isn't even running. Now, I'm going to take you to that next closest bus stop. The bus stop that used to operate in this area was Route 20. According to CAT's website, it's been temporarily suspended. One resident showed me that the bus stop isn't even there anymore. Residents tell me they're being charged anywhere from $25 to $100 a year for a service they aren't getting. I reached out to CAT for comment, and although they didn't want to go on camera, they said their top priority is addressing the concerns of our rider and the community. They'll do that through a budget planning workshop next week.
People, look at their tax bills. They might not notice that it's not a huge fee, but it adds up.
2.8 miles later, we finally made it to the next closest CAT bus stop. It's here on the corner of Wilshire and Abercorn. The residents told me all they want is the services they're paying for or for the fee to be removed. In Savannah, Isley Herschel, WSAV News 3, on your side.
In our crime and safety report, the Toombs County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a toddler was struck and killed by a car earlier this week. It happened Wednesday afternoon outside the Vidalia city limits on Cadillac Drive. Officials say they were first notified just before 6 that 2-year-old Zakai Johnson had been pronounced dead at the hospital after being run over by a car. The child's mother told officials that Zakai was playing in the yard when he was ran over by Edward Wright. According to the Sheriff's Office, the incident appears to have been an accident. Georgia State Patrol's Specialized Collision Reconstruction Team has been called in to assist in the investigation. We'll keep you updated on air and online as we learn more. And in Savannah, 4 people charged in a 2024 deadly shooting appeared in court today. Jalea Bryant, Rashad Hamilton, Demetrius Lawton, and Zaire Garner are all facing charges related to the shooting death of Anthony McBride. That shooting happened on February 13th, 2024 at the Woodlands at Montgomery Apartments, allegedly stemming from an attempted robbery during a drug deal. They each pled not guilty. We're working to learn more about when the case could go to trial. We'll keep you updated on air and online. Now to a News 3 health report. The Savannah Pride Center is giving students at the Medical College of Georgia and Mercer University real-world experience testing for HIV. They have also learning best practices for approaching this topic without judgment. That's exactly what the Savannah Pride Center wants to avoid. Staff are instead having open conversations and training sessions with medical students and community members. The center's executive director, Michael Bell, tells me Georgia is leading the nation in HIV cases, and Chatham County is a hotspot, as it is in the top 1% of counties in the nation with a high STD rate. But Bell hopes their PrEP program can help.
We have to have a multi-tier plan when something as big as being the leading state in the country. So it's reducing the stigma, it's making testing available without barriers, and it's training our medical providers on how to speak confidently about HIV and HIV testing so that we can make it a normal practice to be tested.
The Savannah Pride Center is open every Wednesday and Thursday from 1 to 5 for HIV testing. No appointment is needed. In our education report now, the Georgia State School Superintendent paying a visit to our region to recognize some schools in the Savannah-Chatham County Public School District. State Superintendent Richard Woods, along with members of the school system and school representatives, gathered at the Garrison School for the Arts for today's presentation. Several schools were awarded with banners for the John Hancock Award for advancements in cursive writing, the Flagship Award for providing assistance to students of military families, and academic banners recognizing growth in literacy and math. Woods says this is a good sign for the future of the school district.
I think what we see today is that with these banners and these recognitions, that improvement is taking place. As many of these schools receive banners for the first time, which again shows, great growth and promise for the future.
Certainly, it's just an acknowledgement of all the hard work of our students, first and foremost, our teachers, our building leaders, and our families to ensure that our students are achieving.
Woods also says that he looks forward to coming back next year to award even more schools in our area. Well, it's been almost 11 years since a crash on I-16 claimed the lives of 5 Georgia Southern University nursing students. Earlier today, a foundation created in honor of one of them continued its mission of turning the memory of those lost into assistance for others. At the Savannah Golf Club, invited guests and more packed into a ballroom for the 11th annual Abby DeLoach Foundation Scholarship Luncheon. What originally started with only 8 annual scholarships has grown to include a class of 28 winners this year, their largest to date. Foundation CEO and Abby's father, Jimmy DeLoach, spoke with us about the impact this event continues to have more than a decade later.
I think the payback to me as a dad is seeing young adults progress and have an opportunity to express what really interests them in their life and their education.
DeLoach tells WSAV the foundation has given out more than $2.5 million since its inception.